I'm here with Miami golf coach Zach Zederick. Coach, you guys competed at the Colleton River and Desert Mountain last week. Just what are your thoughts on last week, I guess?
We learned a lot, that's for sure. Try and run through this as quick as I can. Monday at Colleton River was just uncharacteristically bad. There's no other way to put it. It was just very disappointing from my standpoint in the way we competed. I thought we responded well on Tuesday. And it wasn't that even Monday we didn't play that poorly in the morning. You know, if we hang in there and could scrape together a decent score in the afternoon, we're at least middle of the pack with a chance to move up into the top third. But we did the exact opposite of that in the afternoon. And then, like I said, Tuesday we responded. I thought that even though Thursday, we went from South Carolina to Arizona, had Wednesday completely off, which was a good day of rest for everyone. Thursday, we jumped right back into it, and I think that we had some really good and some dead opposite of that on Thursday. And there were definitely some points from Monday night's meeting after the 36-hole day that were reinforced even more strongly. And I think the guys responded well to that. Friday, the prep was awesome. It was probably one of the most focused days we've had the whole year. And then as far as the weekend goes, the course we played at Desert Mountain, there's just no margin for error. And we made a lot of birdies. We were, I think, second in the field in birdies made. And if you look at birdies and eagles together, total holes under par, total shots under par, I don't think we were worse than third. So to put it into context, Northwestern finished the week at 11 over, and they shot kind of a high score the last round. We finished the week 28 over, yet we made the same number of birdies and eagles. So the under par holes are good. We're hitting a lot of quality shots. We just I think there were some times where we tried to take a little too much on and paid the price for it, or we got into a little bit of trouble and then did not get out of trouble. And that's the kind of golf course. You always get punished in golf when you do that. But instead of it being like a bogey or a double, on Outlaw, it could be a 7, 8, or a 9. Now, we weren't the only team. You could look at everyone's cards, and it's full of scores 6 and higher. But we struggled with that a little bit relative to last year. We made the birdies we need to position ourselves to at least finish in the top 3. I mean, Vanderbilt had a great week. They played really well. But for us, there's no reason for us to not be at or even a little under par on that golf course. And the problem is, we counted 80 twice. We counted 80 second round at Colleton River, and then we counted an 80 on Sunday at Desert Mountain. And that's just, there are very few days in golf where you should ever, if you're a decent team or better, you should ever count more than 75. There are very few days where either the course conditions and weather combined make it difficult to do that. But this week just continued to reinforce we shouldn't have had a score over 75, but obviously we had a handful. So
Yeah, so you guys did play a little bit better towards the end of the weekend. What do you think led to that improvement, or what did you see a little bit improvements throughout there?
Monday was a big wake-up call. The reality is that you can't pick and choose when it's convenient to compete really hard. And I think overall this year we've really leveled up in a lot of ways. But this is probably the strongest schedule we've played in my time at Miami, at least. Our strength of schedule is somewhere in the top 20-ish%, maybe closer to 25% Division I golf. And we play demanding golf courses that you can shoot good scores on. Go look at John Augenstein's scorecard from Desert Mountain. I mean, he made 8 birdies in a row, I think, on Saturday. Good scores are out there, but there's a level you have to be at, mentally and emotionally, and sustain for a long time to play that well. And we have some times even at home where we might be doing something and that whatever we're doing does not have our full attention. And that is showing up when we compete. And we might be able to get away with it in a weaker field, and it doesn't look, you look at the end of the week and it's like, oh, maybe we finished second, third, or fourth. But the teams that we're competing against on the golf courses that we're competing on, that margin of error just, doesn't exist. And unfortunately, it took Monday afternoon to be that wake-up call. And then again, Thursday afternoon at Desert Mountain to be that wake-up call where it's like, this isn't, you can't show up and just expect it to happen. There's a level of intent that it takes to play really good. And I saw more of that over the weekend. I thought, even though we did count a high score on Sunday, I was really impressed with the way Jack Ebner, great example. He's got his last 9 holes, reachable par 5, has to take an unplayable, makes a 6. He's 2 under his last 7 holes, and Jack Hersig, Charlie Nikitas, they also played their last handful of holes under par on Sunday, where we were really, we went from 6th to 7th on Sunday, but we were in a position where we were going from 6th to maybe 9th. And those guys dug in and, figured out a way to, get as much out of that round as they could. And that's awesome. So it can't take something like Monday to happen for us to wake up to that. It's just, it's a place we got to be at all the time. So definitely some positives, but we also know, we got a lot of work in front of us too. But I do, because I know we're probably going to lead into what we're doing going ahead, but I think it's important to note just how, amongst all of that, it sounds like there's a lot of bad. There's definitely a lot of good, I think, too. But, Jack Hersig finishing, I think, 7th, under par each round, I mean, that's impressive out there. Again, in a very good field, to be under par every day. And, he got off to kind of a rough start on Sunday. He made a double early, had to take an unplayable on a par 5. But just, he stayed calm, stayed in the moment, and we just need more of that. So,
Yeah, you touched on it. Sort of, you guys have a big break until your next tournament. What's the focus going to be on to make these improvements that you guys need to make?
So we got a little bit of a stretch where the guys are going to have some downtime, and then we'll hit it really hard starting next week. We've got basically, once we start practicing again, in about 10 days before we leave for Gulf Shores, and it's we're not throwing the baby out with the bathwater. There's a lot of stuff that we're doing right at home. It's just a sign for me that we have to level it up, and I have to get more creative to make sure I have everyone's attention every second of every day that we're practicing and competing together. This is something I've had conversations with a couple people about it. Competitiveness, I'm really starting to believe, is more of a skill that you have to develop. I think sometimes people just assume either you're competitive or you're not. Maybe people tend to be hardwired that no matter what it is they do, like, they compete at it. I've got a 5-year-old daughter that somehow winning and losing is attached to just about everything, and we don't talk about winning and losing at home. But I do think that maybe if someone's not inclined to that, you can bring it out of them. And I've got to figure out a way to get a little more creative and do a little better job of that. But we can get there. We have guys that are working hard and they want to get there, but we've got to get it a little bit more toward, I have to get there. I have to figure this out. So there'll be a lot of competition, that's for sure. A lot of similar stuff, but just leveling it up, turning the skillet up a little hotter, and seeing how we respond.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.
I'm here with Miami golfer Jack Hersig. So, Jack, you guys competed at Colleton River last week and Desert Mountain.
Mm-hmm.
Just get your overall thoughts on last week as a whole.
Yeah, obviously not our best overall week as a team. Colleton River, I think, was a wake-up call in a lot of ways for us. I think we realized more than anything, like with the schedule that we play and the competition that we play, in order for us to achieve at the level that we want, we really need to – we can't leave anything out there. We really have to bring it each and every day. And I think we did definitely a better job of that at Desert Mountain. Still probably not quite the overall result that we want, but making progress. And at this point in the year, that's great. And hopefully we can keep making progress towards the big one at the beginning of May.
Yeah, so sort of looking more, I guess, individually, you played definitely much better at Desert Mountain, played very well. What was working for you there?
I think, Coach sat us down after the 36th day at Calden River, and, it made me realize a lot of things that, especially for, similarly to the whole team, like if I'm going to play at the level that the guys that win these tournaments are going to play, like I have to be, all in and so focused the whole time. And I think I did a really good job of that at Desert Mountain. I maintained focus, and even when it got hard, I really stayed confident in myself and took my time in what I was doing. And it was really nice to string together 3 good rounds like that, for sure.
Yeah, so I guess even going back farther, you played also well at Michigan State, just that one round that you guys finished up. Was there anything you changed over break that has been leading to this, or?
Yeah, individually, you're saying?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say changed. Just building onto what I do. Obviously, with the redshirt year last year, there was a lot of changes that I made individually, and I think over J-term, I just continued to progress in the ways that I needed to progress, and kept building confidence. And I've definitely been playing better, but there's definitely a long ways to go for me individually and as a team. So.
Yeah, so you guys have a big break sort of going into your next tournament.
Mm-hmm.
What do you see as you guys need to improve as a team and also for you individually?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think just not taking these next couple weeks lightly. Obviously, this week's important to catch up on school and get all caught up. But as soon as we, get back going, we had a great lift this morning in the weight room, and just in practice and everything, we really got to bring it. We really got to, give it everything we got, and really put all our energy into competing every single day. And I think if we do that, then everything will take care of itself.
Thanks, Jack.
Thank you.